Hi, Gethin. Let's have a go at this now. Let's do multiplying decimal numbers. Okay, we've got 24.2 times by 1.6. Okay, first of all, we're going to get rid of the decimal numbers, okay, to make life easier for us. So, if I take that over there, okay, I've moved it once. If I take this decimal number over here, I move that once. So now I've moved the decimal numbers twice, okay? So that's 2 to the right. Now I'm going to treat it exactly like multiplying. Don't have to worry about the decimal numbers yet. So we've got 242 now, okay, times by 16. Okay, so we can use a box method now. I think that's no problem. Don't have to use the long multiplication. Okay, so we're going to use our box. Okay, we're going to divide it into 3 across. Okay, because we're going to have this. The first one is 2. This represents 200. Okay, so we can put the 200 there. This represents 40, so we can put the 40 there. And this just represents 2. Okay, now we're going to split it into 2 down, okay, for the 16. So this one here represents 10. This here represents 6. Now I know you know how to use this. So I'm going to cover my zeros up, okay, as if they're not there. 1 times 2 is 2. And I had to cover up 3 zeros. So I've got to put the 3 zeros back in. Okay. Now I'm going to times the 40 by 10. But what I'm going to do is cover the zeros again. 1 4 is 4. And I'm going to add the 2 zeros that I covered up. Now I've got 10 times 2. Okay, so I'm going to cover my 1 0 up. This one here. When I've been covering the zeros up, it's these by here. It's these by here. Okay, so 1 times 2 is 2. And I'm going to put my 0 in that I covered up back. Okay, we're going to do the same now with the 6's. Okay, so I'm going to have to cover up 2 zeros, these ones here. Okay, so I've got 2 times 6 is 12. I'm going to put my zeros back in that I covered up. And I'm going to cover this 1 0. Okay, and I'm going to do 6 times 4, or 4 times 6, it works the same way, which is 24. And put my 0 back in. Okay, these are just normal now, they're just unit numbers, they're not 10s, 20s, 30s, 60s. Okay, so it's 2 times 6, 2 times 6 is 12. And we haven't got to add any more zeros because there's no zeros here and there's no zeros here. Right, now I'm going to add all these up. I'm going to put them at the side here. Okay, so I've got 2,000. I've used that and I'm going to cross it out so I know what I've used and make sure I put everything in my adding up. Okay, 1,200 now. This one I'm going to put here, 1,200. Okay, right, now I'm going to put the 400 in. I've got to put the 400 in. I've got to put the 4 under the hundreds by here. Okay, and then the 2 zeros. So I'm going to cross that off. Now I'm going to do 240. Okay, I've used that one. Now I'm going to put the 20. I've got to put this 2, which represents 20, under the tens unit. You've got to be very careful that you make sure you put them in the correct place, Gethin, all right? Right, now I've got 1. This is 12. I've got to put this 1 under the tens because it's a 10. Now I'm going to add them all up. So this column, the first column, I've only got 2. The second column, I've got 4. Add 2 is 6. And add the 1 is 7. Okay. Now, in the next column, I've got 2. Add 4 is 6. Add another 2 is 8. Now I'm going to the last column here. And that is 2 add 1, which is 3. Okay. So it says here I've got 3,872. I haven't put my decimals back in. That's this here, Gethin, right? I've got to put my 2 decimal places back in. I've got to move it 2 places back in. So I'm going to start at the end. I'm going to move it 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay, so now my decimal point's here. So I've got 38.72. Way to check, okay, is if you look at this, you've got 24 and a little bit times by 1 and a bigger bit. Okay, so it's going to be 24 times, a bit bigger than 24 times 1. A bit bigger than 24 times 1 is 38.7. Gethin, I hope that's okay. All right, I'm going to see if I can move this down. Oops, I can't. I'm still learning how to use this myself. Right, what I'm going to do is do a little sum by here. You try and do it and come and show it to me and I'll check it for you, okay? I'm going to do 16.3 times 7.2. Have a go with that one and I'll check it for you. I hope that helps, Gethin.